Geometry Trig Honors, Lesson 8.3, Law of Cosines. So we just did Law of Sines, and can you use it for this? You would say, I'd like to do the number on top. C over sine of 57 equals 18 over sine of A. Can't use it. All right, fine. Well, how about, and by the way, that's a side angle side. How about this one? Sine of 9 over sine of B equals 15 over sine of A. Side, side, side. So we need a law of cosines. I'm going to try and derive. I'll probably screw it up. Let's do a squared, b squared, c squared over here. A squared equals h squared plus b minus x squared. And by the way, we're working off of angle here, so we're going to eventually say the cosine of A equals opposite h over x, and that x equals, no, h opposite, wow, I am very out of it, x over c, holy cow, x equals c cosine of A. Jason over hypotenuse. That was bad. Anywho, distribute out the thing, b squared minus 2bx plus x squared, and reorganize. A squared equals h squared, I changed my mind, b squared plus h squared plus x squared minus 2 times b times x. Okay, off to the side, let's do this one. X squared plus h squared equals c squared. Hey, that looks familiar. And x looks familiar. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2b c cosine of A. Well, look at that. That's the law of cosines. Bit of a hassle to use. A lot of people screw it up. Notice the way the letters work. So if I wanted to do b squared, because we're not always going to want to do a squared, I would write a squared plus c squared minus 2 ac cosine of b. If I wanted the other one, it would be c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of c. Yay, we derived. Let's solve. So we'll call this c. And we'll go with c over sine of, no, that's law of sines. What am I thinking? C squared equals 24 squared plus 18 squared minus 2 times 24 times 18 times cosine of 57 degrees. Take square root of both sides. C equals that. I typically just blast all this in 1, because why not? Otherwise, I might screw it up when I'm manipulating it with my calculator. And I have to stop and go back to make sure my calculator is in degrees, which it wasn't. I know you're not watching any of this, but we got 20.7. So C is 20.7. Now we got a little problem here. We're going to go with law of sines, but if we don't have an acute triangle, we might screw up the obtuse angle, the whole law of sines ambiguous case, because this really is ASS again. So I'm going to do the smallest one next. That's got to be the smallest angle. It's got to be an acute angle. It can't possibly be obtuse. So 18 over sine of A equals 20.7 over sine of 57. Again, in this class, I expect you guys to be able to do that. I will do it all in one because I think it's a lot easier. and I get 46.8 degrees. Some people say, well, can't I just do law of cosines for everything? Yeah, sure. I think it's a pain, but, go for it. 180 minus 46.8 minus 57 degrees is the measure of angle B, which is, and this, by the way, is where you start getting really good with your calculator. or not, in which case life is really rough. So, I just said find the smallest side second. Why am I making that a big deal? You'll see in a moment. And I don't think I've ever taught it that way before, because I didn't realize it until I was doing a billion problems. Because now I'm going to tell you to find the biggest side first. Side, side, side. Biggest side first. Because this takes all the guesswork out. 15 squared equals 7 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 times 7 times 9 cosine of A. Far, far, far and away the biggest mistake I will see is right here. People will do all that together, forgetting that these two are glued together by that times. So I will actually show you how I would do it, and I put it all in the calculator. Just like this. And then I go with second cosine. Cannot tell you how much I recommend doing it this way. Many a student in their lifetime has told me how much smarter than they are than me. None of them have actually shown me they are. So that's 138.9 degrees. Notice why I did it first. That's the obtuse angle. If I try law of sines later with that, it's going to give me 180 minus that, so 41.1 degrees, which would be a pain. Law of sines gets me the next one. I am going to do the small one, 7 over sine of C. I think that's a good habit. 15 over sine of 138.9 degrees. Measure of angle C equals 17.9 degrees. Measure of angle B equals 180. Yeah, minus 17.9 degrees minus 138.9 degrees equals 23.2 degrees. So how do we know when to use which law? You guys are smart. I'm not going to get into this in great detail. Let's say I give you 30 degrees, 20 degrees, and some random side, 6. Well, this is law of sines. Because it's angle, angle, side. The other one would have been angle, side, angle. When you ever have two angles, go straight to law of sines. A lot of people say, well, do I have to worry about that ambiguous case? No, not at all, because you've already got 2 of the angles. You only have to worry about the ambiguous case when you're trying to find an angle with law of sines. So ASS is definitely going to be law of sines, but you got to check number of solutions. You got to be careful how you do it. So what's that leave? Well, we just showed you side, angle, side, and side, side, side. Law of cosines. I usually get somebody who says, what about angle, angle, angle? Can't do that. Need at least one side. So that should be it. Side, angle, angles, angle, angle, side. ASS we got. There you go. That's it. Go kick butt. And as always, happy mathing.